We're going to call the October 14th, 2025 Mayor and Council meeting to order. And we just celebrated, or we're recognizing first responders at our last Tuesday work session. And the invocation tonight will be given by Tyler Thomas, Carroll County Fire Division Chief, and also then the Pledge of Allegiance by U.S. Army Reservist Emily Kelly. If you, come to the podium and then afterwards. If you'd stand with me, please.
All right, let us pray. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, God, we come this time to thank you for this day. Thank you for your many blessings, Father. Lord, we thank you for all those in public safety, not just in the city of Villa Rica, but our nation, Lord. God, we thank you more for their families, for the sacrifice that they make along with those of their loved ones that are out in the public eye every day, Lord. We thank you for the great city of Villa Rica. We thank you for the city council and the mayor. We ask that you bless them, guide them in their decisions, that every decision they make is for the betterment of this great city. We thank you for all your many blessings. Bless those that are in need. Be with the sick and injured. We ask all this in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Division Chief. Emily.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Fire Division Chief Thomas. Also, Emily Kelly is a senior at the University of West Georgia, majoring in accounting, where she also serves as the president of the Bluecoats, the university's presidential ambassadors. Since January, she has been interning with Caliber One Construction and plans to join the company full-time after graduating from UWG this December. In addition to her academic and professional experience, Emily proudly serves her country as Sergeant Kelly in the U.S. Army Reserves as an intelligence analyst. Go Army. We got a few of those in our family. Thank you. We have a few ceremonial presentations this evening.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for letting me congratulate our Deputy Clerk, Leanne Wilkins, at getting her Georgia Municipal Clerk Certificate through the University of Georgia Carl Vinson Institute of Government. He's asking me to talk louder. So Leanne came to us a few years ago and had served in 911 and in the Cobb County Sheriff's Department, Cobb County Probate Court, prior to us, and then came to the city, and we were so lucky to have her. And since she has started working, then she joined in the certificate program at Carl Vinson, and she keeps us all in fun. So throughout all of her studies, she has kept all of our agendas, records, open meetings, kept us on time, been a shoulder to cry on, someone to lean on, and I don't know what we would do without her, so thank you very much.
You take pizza.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
I think it's mandatory. They make us do that.
Yeah.
Get a husband. Get a husband to come up.
Next, we have 20 years of service, Chief Michael Mansour, Villa Rica Police Department.
Yes. Good evening. I don't really feel like I'm probably the most appropriate person to speak on 20 years of service for Villa Rica for the chief, but I've been here just under around 4.5 years, and Chief has been nothing but supportive, and he's a good person to rely on, to be able to give you, if you want an honest answer, ask the chief. And I've just really enjoyed working with him these past 4.5 years, and I know that a lot of the directors can say the same thing. They've enjoyed working with him. He's a team player, and you have so many other supporters here, and I just want to give everybody the opportunity that wants to say something to come up to the podium and say something.
So I think the mayor that hired me wanted to speak. So, Jay, did you want to say something?
I get the credit or the blame, if you will, for Chief Mansour. But I just wanted to say thank you to the chief for 20 years of dedicated service to this city. You know, when I took office as mayor back over 20 years ago, many of you probably don't know this, but having the institutional knowledge of local government that I just kind of learned over the years, our police department was in a real mess. We were operating under a federal monitor because our police department had been found guilty of racially profiling. So we hired Chief Mansour during the middle of all that. He worked diligently with the former police chief of LaGrange, Lou Deckmeyer, who is a well-respected public safety official in this state. He recently retired as a long-term chief of LaGrange. Not only did we get our certification back, but we got off of that federal monitoring program several years ahead of time because of the process that and procedures that Chief Mansour had brought with him and implemented for our city. So that right there is a strong testament to his leadership and his dedication to this city. I think he's served admirably for the last 20 years. As I served on the House Public Safety and Homeland Security Committee in the state capitol for 8 years, 4 of those as chairman. So I worked real closely with the public safety community throughout this state. I worked closely with the Chiefs Association and the Association of Sheriffs as well. And I can tell you that all across this state, our chief is respected by numerous members of our public safety committee. He might not be perfect. He and I argued pretty passionately numerous times on public policy, on the posture of what the police department should and should not be doing, but we always did that in a respectable manner. And I don't know that a lot of people knew that we disagreed a lot because we always worked it out. We didn't work it out in the press. We didn't work it out on Main Street. We worked it out as 2 Southern gentlemen who loved the community, and I appreciated that about him. I think his record speaks for itself. When a lot of other police departments in our area have maybe in the metro area have maybe turned to a different way of policing, I think Chief Mansour has stayed the course, has been steadfast in his efforts to make sure that we have a safe community and make sure that we still have a hometown feel for a police department. We're a changing community, we're a growing community, and I think the chief has embraced that and done a lot of things that have brought the police department to a level that we could all be proud of. And again, he's not a perfect chief, but I think he's been a good chief for Villa Rica. I think that he has been exactly what we needed. His commitment to public safety is second to none, and I just want to thank him for his years of service to the city. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tate Gregg. I'm with Lifegate Church in Villa Rica, and I just wanted to speak on behalf of Chief Mansour that we had the honor of just attending the Citizens Academy with, there was 38 of us that went through, 33 of us that went through the academy, and got to actually hands-on with a lot of the officers here standing in this room, and just what he does with that academy alone was just, it was remarkable. The time he took with the citizens, just pouring into us. I get the honor of actually calling him a friend, outside of, what he does here for the city of Villa Rica, and I cherish I cherish that on top of him, protecting and serving the community. But just the Citizens Academy, going back to that, it was just remarkable, the detail they put into that, the time they put into that, the effort, and this is, on top of them working a full day and then turning around and doing that at night for 2 hours a night, pouring into the citizens of Villa Rica, and it was just an honor to be a part of it. And seeing what they do day in and day out, all the way up to pulling cars over to, making arrests, being able to go to a shooting range, and them just pouring into the city, the city of Villa Rica, and what they do, and just honored, grateful, and thank you for what you've done. 20 years it's amazing. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Tammy Dill. My husband, my mother, and I also got to go to the police academy thanks to the personal invitation from the chief, and it was, as Tate says, a great event. It goes to show, because we did get to meet a lot of the officers, and I do feel like you have that hierarchy where leadership from the top rolls to the bottom, and everyone during that time frame led with such respect and honor for the public, and you could tell that they enjoyed what they were doing, as well as wanting to make sure that we understood well what they do. They took their time and was very patient, speaking with each and every one of us, not just in the classroom, but more specifically when we were on the shooting range. That was amazing as well. So thank you all so very much. Chief, we appreciate you. You seem to be a man who's stoic and doesn't say much, but when you do, you are kind of funny. But it was nice to hear him speak of his staff and his team and the people that support him, but also, even when he wasn't around, the people spoke up highly of him as well. And I know my mother couldn't be here this evening, but she also wanted to give a nod and a thank you to you as well. She spends a lot of her time at the senior center, and Chief has come out. He's called bingo, and he's come and invited them and just shared general information with them, because I think they were the senior center made almost up a third of the class, right? But there's just some things that we would not have known if it wouldn't have been for him going out into the community and sharing that with us. And I have seen him throughout the community, and he is easily approachable. If he sees you and recognizes you, he will come to you. So it is nice to know that you are loved in your community, and people do seem to respect him and want to make sure that they acknowledge him and give him a moment of their time. And I appreciate you for giving me a moment of this time as well. Chief, thank you, sir.
My name is Herschel Borte, and I want to say something about Chief. About 2015, 2016, Villa Rica policeman pulled me over on Industrial Drive by the railroad track and said I didn't have auto insurance. And I pulled out my card. I was with Liberty Mutual. And he said, well, my information is your insurance done lapsed. So I said, no, man, I just paid it. You can check my. So anyway, he called the tow truck, and I was living on Brookside Drive at the time, and he took the van and took it to Liberty Wrecking Yard Service, and I had to walk home. I had to walk from the railroad tracks to Brookside Drive, and I called the Georgia Department of Insurance in Atlanta, and they checked and said, "Oh, no, Mr. Barthe, your insurance is good with Liberty Mutual." And so they sent me a copy. They mailed me a copy. I called Liberty Mutual. I got a copy from Liberty Mutual. And I brought the paperwork to Chief. And with the receipt from Liberty Wrecking Yard, what I had to pay to get the van back. And he looked at my paperwork and he said, "Mr. Boy, give me a week or two and I'll call you." And in 2 weeks he did call me with a check from the city of Villa Rica for my expenses. And I took a picture. I still got a picture of the check. First time, you know, and I just want to say that I've never forgotten it. And he gave me his word. He'd call me in 2 weeks, and he did. He said, "Mr. Bart, come pick up your check." So I just want to say that about the chief. Thank you, Chief.
Wow, that's very humbling. You coming up? Wow.
Get a little worried
I'm
when
not
the attorney
retiring
comes
yet
up.
now.
A surprise. I just want to say something also. I didn't know this was going to be on the agenda tonight, but I've known Chief for a long time. I wanted to take the opportunity in front of all his staff here to let them know that what he was like as a rookie cop. I got to meet Chief. I was a rookie judge in 1983 in Carrollton. He was just gotten on the police force there, and you could tell at that time he was bound and determined to make something out of himself because he was going to write more tickets than anybody else in the police department, and he did. And the thing as a judge that you can tell is, a lot of times somebody who's trying to write a number of tickets will write out some bad tickets. He didn't do that. Every one of his tickets that he wrote were true violations of the law, and they were laws that needed to be enforced. So, but that to me always showed how driven he was and is now. I've lived through about maybe 6 or 7 police chiefs here in the city of Villa Rica, and to lead off of what Jay said, at times our police department has been a mess. But in the last 20 years now, since Chief Mansour has been here, it's been much, much better. Always going to be problems in police departments. That's true in this town. It's true in the cities around here. It's true across the state. You have issues within police departments, but the Villa Rica City Police Department has been run excellently over the last 20 years. And I think a lot of that's due to Chief Mansour. Thanks.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And people don't realize how lucky we are to have had him here for 30 years. So thank you for what you do, David, and the support you've given me over the years. Rusty Dean.
We'll meet in the parking lot after this. Just a couple of things. I never understood on the Citizens Academy thing. I never could understand why they were so adamant about teaching ladies how to shoot a gun. And maybe I just hung around with the wrong kind of ladies, but I never knew many of them that I wanted to have a gun. And the other thing I'd like to say is I want to correct a comment that someone else said, and it was kind of not right. Over the years that I've worked with Chief Mansour, I found him to be perfect, and so that comment that where he wasn't perfect, I just don't feel like that's right. Thank you.
The truth comes out. Thank you, Rusty. I appreciate you. You want to say something? Yes, sir.
So I wasn't going to say anything, but I feel like I would be doing him a disservice if I didn't. Chief picked me up in 2008. He didn't have to. he hired me, so I don't know, he probably didn't see anything in me, but thought he could try. Work aside, work was work. What I want to focus on is how you treated me over the years. We went through a lot of life hardships, I guess, as a family. You know my wife's name. You know my kid's name. You know the problems that I'm talking about that we had to overcome. And you treated me like a family. And I can stand here and tell everybody in this room that this man is more than the badge. He's more than the title. And he's more than all that. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for standing by me and with me for that long. Thanks.
Similar to JV, I'm Tim McKinnon. I met Chief 18 years ago. I actually was working in the corporate world, had gotten out of law enforcement, had no plans of going back into it. And a mutual friend of ours introduced us and said, hey, you need to go talk to him. And I was pretty quick to find out that he was a man of integrity. He cared about what he was doing, and he gave me an opportunity to come back in and do something that I love. And I'd also like to think a little bit of that gray hair maybe came from me back in the day. But Chief, I appreciate all the hard work you've done at the agency, and I know everybody here behind me will say the same thing. So appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
I had the pleasure of being on the council for 16 years, and when we hired Chief Mansour, I was one of the ones that held my hand up and said, welcome to Villa Rica, and he's proven it was a good decision we've made for our city and for all the people who he's served for these years. I've got a little funny story I want to tell. I was coming back when I used to work, coming back from Atlanta, driving down I-20, and I see a police car in between our two exits off the thing. And the closer I get, I see this old gray-headed guy out there running radar. And I pass him and look over there. It's this guy. The chief of police is out there running radar on I-20. So I had his phone number in my cell phone, so I called him and said, hey, this is Woody. What are you doing? I'm running radar. I said, why? You got people that can do it. He said, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So he does it just because he likes it, you know. So I thought that was pretty good for the chief of police to be out there actually doing something like that. Good job.
So real quick, I just, 20 years ago, I was the editor of the local newspaper, and that's how I met Chief Mansour. Did not know him from Carrollton or anything else, and a couple things stood out to me. The chief would get out every day and walk around town and shake people's hands. It didn't matter what neighborhood it was, he would get out and walk every day. He knew people's first names, he knew everything about them. People that I had met but didn't know things about them. That was one thing that impressed me. The other thing was, as he impressed me so much with his honesty and his integrity, that I left my career and came to work for him 13 years ago. And hopefully I'm going to be here until he retires, until he's gone. But since I've been here, more things that have impressed me. Chief never says, you work for me. He says, you work with me. Everyone from the lowest brand new officer that just started works with Chief Mansour. They don't work for Chief Mansour. And that always impressed me as well. And I can also say, echo what Councilman Holland said, Chief is a working chief. He even gets out now and will work traffic details with us. He'll get out and run laser. But he is always fair and always treats his employees fair, in my opinion. And I think most of these guys would echo that as long as you're honest with him, he will treat you fairly. He has always been that way. And the few times in 13 years, that I've gotten in trouble, it was kind of like for my father, that I felt like I was letting him down and disappointing him. And that hurt me worse than anything else, because I never wanted to let him down and disappoint him. But to me, the chief has been a great boss. He's been a great police chief. You know, the average police chief in the state of Georgia only lasts about 3.5 years. And he has made it 20 years here in the city of Villa Rica through political turmoil, through a whole lot of other things, that he has made it, and he's still standing strong. So I have enjoyed working for him, and I hope I work for him until he retires.
Contrary to popular belief, we are not actually related to each other. So, you know, they always talk about, you know, the name on your badge and the name on the patch and everything. But I'm held to a higher standard because I'm often mistaken for his son, Nick. And I actually last weekend, I got Julio from an elder, and that was a blast from the past. Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you for taking a chance on me 9 years ago. It means the world to me. A lot of friends in different agencies, they don't get to know their sheriff or they get to know their chief. I'm honored to be your neighbor every day. I see Chief every day. We shoot the breeze, talk current events and everything like that, and that's a special relationship to have with the man in charge. So I just wanted to thank you, Chief.
I've been here almost, I just hit my 19th year, and I was one of Chief's, I guess, the first handful of hires. I had him as a college professor and developed a relationship with him there. He was always looking out for me, and when I graduated college, he recruited a skinny little bank teller that used to work at West Georgia National Bank to come work at the police department. And in the beginning, I had some struggles, and some people doubted me, but I don't believe Chief Mansour ever did. And he is honest, and he has taken me under his wing. He has looked out for me. He has, most importantly, like everybody else has said, he has cared for me. And that's the most important thing that you could do. This job is hard. And when inside the four walls are easy, it makes it easier to do the job. And that's something that Chief has worked hard to do. I see him every day. I've gotten in trouble by him, but it doesn't last. He looks past that. He expects, efficiency. He expects a lot from you, but he does that because he wants the best for us. He wants the best for the agency and everybody involved. So I appreciate him and what he's meant to me, and I love you, Chief.
Well, I didn't see all this coming, but I appreciate it so much. And Spencer, you work with me, not for me. Don't say that. I wanted to thank the mayor and council that hired me 20 years ago. That would be Mr. Carter, Danny Carter, Mr. Holland, Jake Hollins, Mr. Best, and Mr. Amadon, who's no longer with us, the late Mr. Amadon, and giving me the opportunity to come here. I worked at Carrollton for 20 years, loved it there, never thought I would leave, but this opportunity presented itself. Jay kept calling me, said, "You haven't put an application in yet." I said, "Give me time, I'm working on my resume." So I appreciate him that he did allow me to do that. Mr. Carter asked me if I was going to move here. I said, "No, Mr. Carter, I'm not going to move here. My father-in-law built my house, so I'm going to stay where I am." Verlin wasn't happy because I was from Carrollton, but he learned to love me, and I appreciate it. He kind of, them Villaricans, he don't care nothing about them Trojans. So, but I didn't go to school there, so that helped. But overall, it's been a great time for me here. I love it here. I love the people that I work with. I've been very fortunate. I have worked for several city managers over the years, and overall, I've been very happy here. I appreciate the mayor and council still allowing me to do this. I am going to announce my retirement October 24th, 2027. So thank y'all very much. I want to thank my family for being here. My wife, Rebecca, who's my rock, has supported me 100% everything I do. I appreciate you. I love you. My kids, Gabby and Nick. Tonight's Nick's birthday. He drove all the way from Kennesaw to be here, And I have a lot of titles in my life, professor, police chief. I've had other titles, obviously, captain, things like that. But my most important title to me is Christian husband and father. And that's what means the most to me. And that's what I live for every day. I live to never let them down. I never want to let my God down. And I appreciate all the support I've always had, and I'll always be the person I am. So thank y'all very much.
Lose our firefighters? I want to tell them thank you again before they left.
Yeah, literally.
Can I get the first original group, Jay? Mayor and council that hired me. Miss Shirley can get it in. Miss Shirley wasn't in office at that time. You were right after. But you're problem with. Come on up here. You've been here the longest. So come on. Yeah. Well, that was, I think, Mr. Mayor. So come on. Nobody can take shirts. No, come on. She's coming.
It really is good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a minute. Oh, you got it? Well, she swapped.
I won't race in the picture.
Oh,
I'm going to go eat with my family and celebrate my son's birthday, so thank y'all very
I
much.
would think so. We'll hang on a minute while some people exit. I wanted to thank the firemen again. We have the busiest fire station in Carroll County. And so Firehouse number 9 over there stays pretty busy. They needed to get out, obviously, but I wanted to run out and at least thank them for being here because we read the proclamation a week ago, and so we didn't get an opportunity to recognize them separately. Our next recognition is actually a proclamation, October as Colonial Heritage Month. And we're going to, who brought this to us is the William Wofford Chapter of Colonial Dames of the 17th Century. It's a nonprofit organization of women who are the lineage descendants of ancestors who lived and served in America prior to 1701. The purpose of the Colonial Dames is to promote patriotism and support historic preservation, education, and patriotic service. I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation, then we'll, if you want to come up over here, that'd be good. Thank you, Stacy. Whereas the William Wofford Chapter of the National Society of Colonial Dames of the 17th Century is locally sponsoring National Colonial Heritage Month during the month of October 2025, and whereas the National Colonial Heritage Month brings to mind the first courageous settlers who arrived in America and who determined the direction for the formation of our country. And whereas the members of this society, by virtue of their lineage, descent from those early arrivals, feel an obligation to work for the preservation of the priceless legacy that these early arrivals left to all American citizens. And whereas they continue to convey the true meaning of the heritage by reminding us that our privilege to live in a free country has stemmed from loving our country, obeying its laws, respecting its flag, and defending it against all enemies. Now, therefore, I, Leslie McPherson, by virtue of the authority invested in me as mayor in the city of Villa Rica, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2025 as National Colonial Heritage Month. In the city of Villa Rica, we encourage all citizens of the city to observe this month as a means of reinforcing the priceless legacy that we inherit with our citizenship in order to help preserve our rich culture and heritage with deep respect for the principles upon which our great country was founded. Stacy Orr is here to represent the Colonial Dames.
Don't we need to adopt this proclamation? Okay, I'll make a motion to adopt this proclamation.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
All right, we'll move on to the adoption of the agenda.
I'll move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. All right, we'll move into public comment. I have the sign-up sheet that people signed on before entering the council chambers. As you come to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. Each individual will be given 3 minutes to speak. Those addressing the mayor and council may feel free to speak openly on the matter you wish to bring to our attention, but we do ask that you do so in a respectful manner, refraining from any uncivil discourse. As an elected body, we don't typically engage in debate or question and answer during the public comment, this is your time. However, if your question or concerns necessitate a response from the staff level, we'll try to connect you either at the after the meeting. Of course, if your name and phone number are on here, we can get in touch with you to deal with your request or question that you had. As elected officials, we value the opportunity to hear from citizens and those who have a vested interest in our city. John Hannebeck.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. John Hannebeck, 3106 Golfers Way, Villa Rica, a citizen of Villa Rica. And tonight I represent the Villa Rica Military Veterans Association. And I want to thank the mayor, the council, the administrative staff, particularly, if I can read off these names, Juanita Hallman, John Bain, Nicole Smith, David Mecklin, Kevin Drummond, Ricky Carter, and the city engineer, and certainly all of the council and the mayor for the lease that was just approved by the mayor and council at the last work session and is on tonight's agenda as part of the consent agreement. This is a lease that the city has made available to us for land on which we plan to build a Veterans Memorial Park, something that I think the city sorely needs, and we hope to do something that will make the council and the city very, very proud. We have a lot of work to do. This lease is just designating a piece of land for us on which we can erect this park. We still have yet to get information from the state that it will allow us tax exemption, but that is coming, and we will soon start planning. We did approve the lease that the city made available to us at our last meeting. So again, I want to thank the mayor, the council, the administrative staff, and the community. We look forward to working with the community in building this memorial park. And thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you again in making this a reality. Thank you very much. If there are any questions that you have for me, I'd be glad to entertain those. So we'll turn the tables a little bit if there's anything that you have. So.
And I have your cell phone number. I will
Oh,
share
yes.
it if needed.
Well, thank you very much.
Pam White.
Good evening, Pam White. Just here tonight to...
Name and address for the record, please.
Pamela White, Villa Rica, Georgia. Again, here tonight just to give a reminder that we are standing in unity with our community. Just because the city has gone silent on us, we know that they're moving, but we're standing strong. We're not letting anyone take anything from us. We want the council to know that we're not just parcel numbers and land that you're trying to acquire. We're actual human beings, whether if you want to accept that or not. Maybe we need someone to do a proclamation about us, a proclamation that also make it known throughout forever that exploiting us to take our land because you think it's easy, it's not going to happen. There's a proper way to do everything. When it's something that you want, you ask for it. You sit people down at a table and you work with them. You don't go behind closed doors and say, we'll do different things and we'll ambush them. But it's something, God always sees everything. He sees everything. He'll let you get so far, then here comes the exposure and the shame. My family's property has been there over 65 years. No one there ever owed the city one dime. Nothing. Never laid on a bill there. We never received any type of notice in front of the arbors that's over there. No matter how many times I came up and I asked the city manager, the mayor, asked my rep, asked our ward rep, nobody knew nothing. No one knew nothing. They came and they made promises if they could park their vehicles in my daddy's parking space, that they would replace anything that they tore up. They tore it up and they left it. They promised to pressure wash his house. He kept it done anyway. But because of all the debris and stuff, they said, we'll make it right. But when they finished, everybody left. Didn't do anything. So I paid and I had it done because he was used to keeping it up. I know it's several of you all that attend church and you say you love the Lord. You say you love Jesus. You can't love him and hate us. It's not a two-way street. That ain't how it works. Though you may want it to be like that. Hopefully the recordings are working tonight and that they're not redacted in any form of fashion, because we'll want that as well. Good evening, council.
Alita Farmer.
Good evening, Alita Farmer, Villa Rica, Georgia. As my sign says, Anderson Road, 111 years. I represent a family that has owned their property for 111 years. I stand here today to let you know that we don't want the road. We don't want your projects. We deserve to be treated like everyone else in the city of Villa Rica, with respect, liberty, and justice for all. So if you want us to come here and to support you, we support our city by paying our taxes. We support our city by making sure that we keep up our residents. We support our city by making sure that we're not breaking any laws. But unfortunately, the city of Villa Rica is not treating us with the same respect. We're still having people come up and show up at people's homes where there's no trespassing. So again, please respect our rights.
Molly Elder.
Good afternoon. My name is Molly Elder. I represent 127 Cleghorn Street, and I'm here to stand in support of Ward 1, that we do not want the road. We want it stopped. And I also would like to have an issue addressed that have been brought up before the council in the past, and it's concerning another community within Ward 1, and that is residents living on Thomas Dorsey Street in Villa Rica. I would like to bring to the council's attention the unsolved traffic problem on Thomas Dorsey and Eleanor Walk. I had an opportunity to see and experience firsthand the horrific traffic congestion and the danger that the school traffic poses to the elderly living on Thomas Dorsey. I videoed the long line of cars beginning at the entrance of Glanton Heinzman School to the end of Thomas Dorsey, in addition to cars parked down Eleanor Walk. Both streets are very narrow. I also captured people walking against oncoming cars. Pedestrians had to step off to the side of the road to allow cars to go by. This should not be. It is very dangerous trying to back out of driveways into the narrow street with cars parked along the side of the road. In talking with some residents that live on the street, I was told parents began lining up as early as 12 o'clock noon to pick up their children. This is not fair to the residents who have put up with this every day. Why? What are the county school buses for? Why do parents not use the same route as the buses do to pick up their children? Who decided who should be inconvenienced or placed in harm's way? Does it not matter that the residents in the community have to continue to put up with this problem? Making Eleanor walk as a one-way street will not resolve the unwanted and inconvenient traffic flow of the school traffic. What are the plans? What are the plans of the city to correct this issue? This current plan in place is not working to resolve the daily traffic congestion. These are just a few of the issues that I would like for the council to consider. Thank you.
All right, we're going to close the public comment time and move on to council updates.
Hey, I have a council update.
Is Councilman Momtahan?
Sorry, hold on one second.
Anybody down here have an update?
I got it right here. I'll just use the other one. So yeah, I want to make a. I want to have a letter here regarding the Villa Rica Parkway. And this letter is from Amy McCoy, as you can see it here on the screen, August 12th, 2024. And Ms. McCoy represented Lester Dobbs and Alita Farmer. And what we have here is a letter of intent where Ms. Farmer hired Ms. McCoy to be her agent and wanted the city of Villa Rica to buy 1 acre of floodplain for the purposes of building the road for $1 million. Additionally, Ms. Farmer wanted the city to build her a driveway. She wanted the city to pay all the taxes. She wanted the city to basically state that they will never buy any more land out from her. And then they wanted Ms. McCoy to get paid $30,000. So here is the letter. We'll read it. Attention Jeff Reese, in reference to letter of intent for purchase of 1 acre parcel from 216 Anderson Road, Villa Rica, Georgia, 301, parcel number V050150063. Apparently at that time, when we're asking for $1 million, the parcel numbers are appropriate to reference. This letter of intent outlines the proposed terms and conditions under which the city of Villa Rica, as the buyer, intends to purchase a 1 acre parcel of land from the property located at 216 Anderson Road, Villa Rica, Georgia, 30180. And again, we reference the parcel number. Owned by Lester Dobbs and Alita Farmer, seller, to be subdivided from the southwest quadrant of the property as identified within the FEMA floodplain. Property details: 216 Anderson Road, Villa Rica, Georgia, 30180. Parcel number V050150063. Area to be purchased: 1 acre parcel to be subdivided from the southern quadrant of the property within the FEMA floodplain. So, Ms. Farmer wanted the city of Villa Rica to spend taxpayer dollars to buy 1 acre of her floodplain for $1 million. The buyer agrees to purchase the 1 acre parcel for a total sum of $1 million. The buyer will be responsible for the cost of surveying the property to accurately delineate the 1 acre parcel to be subdivided. The buyer will also ensure that all necessary legal procedures for the subdivision are completed in accordance with applicable local laws and regulations. The buyer agrees to cover the expense of installing 2 driveway curb cuts on the remaining property, which will be utilized for future building by the seller. The buyer will be responsible for paying any taxes due as a result of the purchase of the 1 acre parcel. And BHGRE Metro Brokers, Amy McCoy, acting as the seller's real estate agent, will receive a 3% commission based on the agreed purchase price to be paid by the buyer. Number 6, the city of Villa Rica agrees that it will not pursue any further land acquisition of the remaining property at 216 Anderson Road, Villa Rica, Georgia. Of course she would agree to that, because now her property has a road going next to it, and it's worth so much more money, she can go sell it to a developer. And earnest money in closing. An earnest money deposit of $10,000 will be submitted upon acceptance of this letter of intent. The deposit will be forfeited if the transaction does not close or close later than September 3rd, 2024. The City of Villa Rica has until August 16th, 2024 to respond to this letter of intent. If a response is received by this date, this letter of intent will be considered void. All right, so there we go. So at the time, so let me ask you, I just asked this rhetorical question. What would have happened had the City of Villa Rica accepted this? Do we believe that Ms. Farmer would be here today saying that she doesn't want the road to go through? Would her friend, Ms. White, also be here as well? It's highly doubtful. It's highly doubtful because she just sold herself out for $1 million.
No. We've reverted back to the council.
Those are called inferences, and in the law, when we have facts, we can make inferences that are fair from the facts. And that's exactly what we did by reading that contract.
Order. Order of the meeting, please, please, please. Thank you. Councilman Momtahan, are you finished?
I think I'm
Are there
finished, Mayor. Thank you
any
very
other
much.
council updates? Yes, Councilman Warmoth. Councilman Warmoth. Stop.
I don't do well with
You'll have
surprises.
to leave the meeting if you cannot follow decorum. Thank you.
I don't do very well with surprises, and I certainly wish I had known that this was something that was going to be shared tonight in an open meeting. I'm honestly not sure why a deal, regardless of whether it was a deal that, or an offer that was a legitimate offer or not, or a reasonable offer, should I say, is probably the better word. None of our offers are supposed to be out in public like this. So this makes me very uncomfortable that this is something that's being brought out tonight. And quite honestly, this was what my children would call rage baiting. I mean, we've got people who are clearly upset about this. Maybe some meetings need to happen one-on-one with the community, or maybe another town hall meeting where we can agree to stay civil to answer any questions that we may have, or I'm sorry, that the community may have. But this particular thing, I mean, obviously it was planned because we just put it up on the screen. And again, this makes me very uncomfortable that this was brought public tonight. I find it very inappropriate. And again, we're rage baiting the public here.
Councilman updates?
I have one council update.
Yes, Councilman Marchman.
I want to make a correction. You know, we're doing this thing for Mr. Harris, and the family has gotten the information that we've already done it, but we have not. There will be a date set for the dedication of the street, and when the sign will be put up. It has not been done, but the information that the family has gotten is that we've already done it. So I'm just wanting to put it out there that it has not been done. They are working on it, and like I told the family, when they get the date ready and get it done, then we will publish. I will personally let the family know, and anybody else that needs to know that that we are going to do it, but it has not been done. So I don't want other people to think that we're not doing it, but we are going to do it, and it has not been done. And the family, you know, they were upset because they thought we'd done it, but it has not been done.
And that has to do with the road naming that will be between Racetrack and Chick-fil-A.
Right.
That we passed the resolution on, did the road naming in a previous meeting. Councilman updates.
Mayor, I'm sorry.
Yes,
If I can make one
Councilman.
clarifying remark. If I can make one
Councilman
clarifying.
Momtehan, hang on over there.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. No, go
Okay.
ahead, and then we'll go back to
So
my
just
left.
just to make sure that, and I'm sorry I didn't preface this earlier, I did get confirmation from our prior city attorney that this was not subject to the closed meetings or open meetings rules because it was an abandoned offer. The city is no longer considering this, and therefore it was okay to be distributed publicly. I did want to clarify that for the council.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is council updates, and, you know, it is extremely unfortunate to make accusations. This has gone on for about 18 months. You have no idea who knew and didn't know. I did not know, so you can make those accusations, but this needs to stop. Absolutely. I'm absolutely sure. That's all. Yes, Councilman Warmoth.
All right, I'm going to just turn this a little more positive because, good gracious, I don't think an open meeting was appropriate for this conversation, but I'm gonna move on to something a little more positive. I would like to give a shout out to staff for a successful Gold Rush Festival. We had wonderful attendance. Our Gold Rush, of course, is what Villa Rica is known for, and it's always great to see how everything comes together. Lots of hard work, and it does not go unnoticed. Lots of citizens that came out and enjoyed the beautiful day, and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you.
And had the high school homecoming at the same time, right? So, made for a great parade. Any other council updates? Council members? Okay, I would, from the mayor's update, I would just like to thank both our current interim city manager as well as our previous with Jeff Reese and Diana for the numerous meetings and times they did spend meeting with community members, trying to work through some of these issues because of us backing into this under the previous administration. But I would like to thank them for the time they spent meeting, answering questions, for the community with their concerns. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a single item that encompasses all things the city council would normally approve with little comment. Each of these items was discussed at the council work session, and it was the unanimous consensus of the governing body to place the following items on the consent agenda. Item number 1, that's the auction of non-running retired PD and fleet vehicles to GovDeals. Number 2, the announcement of the upcoming citywide cleanup dates for the week of October 13th through the 20th. Weeks of October 13th and 20th, both weeks. Item 3, development regulations revision to amendments of section 400 and 500. Item 4, rental agreement with the Villa Rica Military Veterans Association, and that's on the property that Mr. Hanneback referenced. Item 5, Georgia Power Lighting Agreement. This is for State Route 8, Rocky Road, Branch Road, and State Road 61. Item 6, Georgia Power Lighting Agreement, new area lights on West Bankhead Highway, West Wilson Street, Candler Street, Westview Street, and the upgrade to 3 lights, also to LEDs in the alleys between South Carroll and Westview Drive. And item 7, approval of the December 26, 2025 as an employee-paid holiday for a single year since Christmas is falling on a Thursday. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Thank you.
That is unanimous.
Under governing body, A1, approval of the September 2, 2025 work session and September 9, 2025 regular meeting minutes. If there's no changes on those, I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. Item B, Finance. Ms. Long,
She's on fall break with her child. so
oh,
I'll
okay,
be
good for her.
Doing the financial update as of
Ms. Hallman.
August 2025. You'll probably have to drive it for me. Okay, total cash is sitting at 49.3 million, up 2% from the same time period last year through August. Our general fund is up by 29% to 13 million. Our water and sewer fund has increased 10% to 8.2 million. Our sanitation and solid waste increased from 370,000 to 517,000, and our stormwater fund has 559,000. You can see that we are using our TAD bond proceeds. That's why there's a decline of 9%, as well as we are done with our capitalized interest for our TAD, so it's almost completely gone. It's down to 93,000. We are funding our TAD debt service, and through August, we are at 324,000. And now our 2015 and 2016 SPLOS for both Carroll and Douglas are dwindling down with $28,974 and $1.8 million. But we do have the newer 2021 Carroll SPLOS sitting at 7.4 and the 2022 Douglas SPLOS at 4.5. Yes. Okay. Talking about residential growth, you can see that we've had 358 building permits through August of this year, totaling 824,000, and we've had 262 water and sewer taps, totaling 393,000 and just over $1 million. Our local option sales tax performed very well compared to the same time period last year of the month of August. We had a 15% increase, going from 206,000 in Carroll County to 238,000, and in Douglas County we had a 13% increase from 179,000 for the month of August 2024 to 202,000 in August 2025. Our hotel motel tax, through August, we're at 86% of our budget. For both regular hotel motel tax and product development, we've collected $367,000 through August. One of our enterprise funds is water and sewer. We run it just like a business. We've collected through August around $13 million in revenue, with 4.6 being water revenue and 5 million being sewer revenue. We've also had water and sewer taps totaling $2.9 million. On the expense side, we've spent around $11.5 million. So through August, we've had a net income of $1.5 million. Our other enterprise fund is sanitation and solid waste. Total revenue through August was 1.7. Our total expenses was 1.6. So we actually had a net income in that fund of just over $100,000. Our self-funded insurance, our cash balance through the end of August of this year was just over $2 million. And we have had savings of just over $500,000 through the month of August, with contributions coming from both city benefits and employees of 2.4, with expenses being close to 1.9, giving us a total savings of $505,000. And that is it.
Thank you, ma'am. Questions? Councilman McCoy.
On the business activity, water and sewer, I'm gonna assume the increase, correct me if I'm wrong, I shouldn't say assume. That is the water and sewer taps where we got about 1.4 million more than we were this point last year.
Yes.
Is that what the increase is? Is that why we're doing so much better with the bottom line than we were a year ago?
Yes, the sewer
Because
taps.
that's a big jump.
Yeah, it's the water and sewer taps, but it's also, we had a rate increase.
Okay.
But that was also offset by the additional increase that we were having to pay for water purchases with both Carroll County and Douglas County. So, yeah, I would say when you net those two, the main difference would be your water and sewer taps.
Okay.
Any other questions from council? Ms. Hallman, just real quick, any theories on the special option sales tax, why it's doing so much better this year? I mean, it's not like inflation has changed much.
Our local option sales tax?
Yeah.
You know, year after year after year, we have had increase. I really don't know why, other than just, you know, people are buying more, or the cost of goods is more, and therefore, you know.
Well, I know
it's
that
still
was
the
our
same.
original thing, is things cost more, so you're paying more tax every time you buy something. But it jumping from last year, just curious. Okay. Thank you. Oh, you're probably not done, except
I
you
know.
may change, you're going to do it from there?
Yes.
Item C, city manager report.
Okay, this is some project updates for the month of October. As you know, we're in the process of having a stormwater utility study. Our consultants are using the utility customer list and real property tax digest from both Douglas and Carroll County to link GIS data for the creation of a master account file for a future stormwater utility. The next step will be January of next year. We're going to have or form a stormwater advisory committee to assist elected officials and staff with the evaluation of the city's stormwater management program. And this includes public relations and the education task. We will be getting with y'all to see if you would like to, if you have anybody that you want to refer being on this committee. It would be a combination of staff and citizens. The sanitation in-house versus contract services. We are currently still sending Malden and Jenkins additional data, and they're refining their data assumptions, and we hope to have another draft of the report probably in the next few weeks. Not many changes to the north side downtown streetscape. Again, y'all approved the concept at the August meeting, and so behind the scenes, there's the draft report to the GDOT manager, schedule a concept team meeting, and to begin preliminary design, subsurface utility engineering, and railroad coordination. The Safe Streets for All, again, this was grant funded, $400,000 from the grant, $100,000 match. We had our first public meeting on July the 17th. That was just gathered public perceptions of the safety issues and concerns within the city, identifying crash locations and highlighting high crash intersections and segments. That meeting was very well attended, and it had a survey that we asked anybody that could take the survey to please take it. We had pretty good response from that. We have our next public meeting, number 2, on October the 28th. We will dive into the why and how behind the crash data. That is going to be at the library from 6 to 8 p.m. on October the 28th. The QR code, again, is a new survey. It's not the other survey. It's a brand new one. So, again, please tell your constituents to please go on. It's on the website. We've posted it on Facebook. There's I'll be posting this city manager report online so they can get the QR code there as well. The Villa Rica Parkway, no changes here. We're still getting right-of-way and temporary easement acquisitions. Fortune Parkway, no changes from the last report, just listing the developer's responsibilities. The North Bypass, as of October the 9th, per the Atkins construction manager, the completion date is on November 13th. They currently could not provide an exact date that it will be open to traffic, but they will keep the city updated to the progress. The South Carroll at Reed Road, again, Falcon Engineering is heading this up. They've completed the plans. There was no utility conflicts except for a gas utility. Falcon is developing a cost estimate, and just a reminder, we did receive $270,000 in project improvement fees from the developer to go toward the engineering and design, and probably not construction. right now. Connors Road Park, the current budget's $593,000. When we had Falcon do a probable cost for what we were calling Phase 1 was $2.4 million, so we are currently reviewing other in-house options. What we're currently calling Fortune Park, which is in place of the Cleghorn Park. A reminder that we received a $50,000 grant, and we will be receiving, have not received the $30,000 from the developer contribution yet. We need to begin discussions on the park options and different funding options. The grading is complete, and here are the pictures of the grading and grassing of the Fortune Park that the developer finished for us. Project updates, Temple Street, Main Street Plaza, the striping. As you can see, the striping has been completed. I think we've gotten a lot of compliments from the business owners there. They're excited and glad to see that the striping has occurred. There's this Church Street striping as well. That was completed. I think everything was completed Saturday. We've also completed the downtown gym parking expansion to give us 15 extra spaces. So there's pictures of that completion. We hope to maybe when we have some additional funding, maybe go ahead and try to pave all of it so it looks all the same. But for right now, we just paved where we had the extra spaces. The Garden of Rest Cemetery beautification, thanks to the grounds department and working with our clerk, Teresa, they were able to remove some disease plantings. They filled in the existing beds with perennials, creating a blooming border approximately 3 seasons of the year. They planted a solid border of limelight hydrangeas and encore azaleas along the back side of the cemetery, which will help create a visual barrier for families instead of the kudzu and the overgrowth. And of course, they finished with the new pine straw in all of the beds. So it really looks really nice out there now. The Hillcrest Cemetery, we staff again repaired the stormwater culvert under the entrance to the cemetery. It will ultimately require a longer pipe and more extensive permanent solution, but the repair will limit the risk of tires driving off the shoulder. And you can see the before picture and the after picture, and then with the rock that they put in. So it looks better, and it's safer as well too. The library outdoor play area, again, this was all done and completed by building maintenance staff. They removed the existing carpet, they pressure washed the area and installed exterior grade artificial turf. To the left is the before and to the right is after. And our guys were playing on the playground. We told them not to get on the equipment. The pickleball courts, the in-house grading is complete. Signature Courts started laser grading the courts last week, and they also started demoing the tennis courts last week as well. The building maintenance team has started the new restroom facility at the pickleball facility. They will be doing the grading, the footing, the slab, plumbing, and electrical. And most of this work is going to be performed and completed with staff. So there's some pictures of the guys working on that building. Talking about Gold Rush, I had asked Melissa if she would give me a few slides of pictures and results of the Gold Rush Festival. So we'll kind of go through those. Here's just some pictures of all the activities going on at Gold Rush. She listed their goals, which was to move Gold Rush to a one-day event, increase promotion, add 2 new areas to the festival, secure a quote, end quote, real band for the concert, increase the vendors, increase volunteers, and increase the number of bricks for the brick hunt. There's all the promotions that they did on website, Facebook, social media, and they began promoting this in June of this year. They did add a free kids zone, which included a bounce house, bungee run, corn maze, and rock wall, which were all free. The kids zone also contained snow cones, hot dog vendor, face painting, and build an animal vendor, and gold brick Gold Brickers, local Lego store. The community loved this free area dedicated to kid fun, and they hope to expand it next year. They also added a second stage on Main Street for local artists performing each hour. They had a list of different ones that were performing, and they had great feedback from the community about the second stage on Main Street. The performances were great and brought a strong crowd. Of course, we had Driving and Crying. They did have a very long rider list of requested items, which is something to consider if we are going to maybe amp up our band selection in the future versus tribute bands. But it was very well attended and a lot of great comments on that as well. They had increased vendors and volunteers. They were able to expand to the side of the mill and in the kid zone, and we saw an increase in traffic flow throughout the day. We had a lot of comments about the gold bricks. They did increase the gold bricks this year to 14 total. They also had hid 4 on the opposite side of downtown the week before Gold Rush and 10 at Gold Rush. The purpose of the hunt is to get our community and downtown businesses and explore new areas, and those are all the winners of the 14 gold bricks. I asked her also, and I won't, of course, read all of these, but when you have the time, if you'll look, here's all the feedback that we got from both the business community and citizens. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it, thought it was really great, really well planned out, had a great time, and we're very thankful that we had the team that we have. Tracy Ivy with Parks and Rec Director, Karina Martinez, Events Manager, Melissa Connor, the Main Street Manager, all of the Gold Rush sponsors, all of the departments, city departments, from the grounds crew to the distribution and building maintenance crews to the Parks and Rec, to all the volunteers that went out and helped to make this a success. And of course, thank you, Mayor and Council, for all of your support in supporting the staff and supporting the funding and all the things that go on behind the scenes to make this a very successful event. Speaking of events, we have some upcoming events. We have the Ghost Train that is going on now. It's on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 5 to close. You have the QR code. You can get tickets. You have the Thrill at the Mill, which is October the 25th, along with the Villa Rica Zombie Run. We have events for everyone, from little ones to senior citizens. If you'll just go to our website, you can see from the library having little listeners story time and preschool story time, to the senior center having a monthly calendar, and each day has different activities. We also have the Villa Rica Citywide Cleanup, which was on the agenda. It is the week or the weeks of October 13th and October 20th. You can go on the website. It's listed there. We've posted on the social media pages as well. And if you have any questions, just call customer service, and they'll be glad to answer your questions and let you know what particular day that each subdivision or each subdivision would have a pickup. And that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Holman. I'll just mention that Tracy, Karina, and Melissa are here back there. I've sat through this long meeting that helped, pull off the fun stuff. The Kids Zone was thoroughly enjoyed, I expect, too. That was a new addition to our event. Thank you. Before we move into executive session, I had forgotten to address something, with the school parking. Miss Elder did not put a phone number or address on here, so even getting in touch with her is going to be a problem. But a lot of that is handled, by the school, so we're going to have to tell them what we have control over, and the rest of it's going to have to be handled with Carroll County Schools, because we don't control their pickup or their drop-off and the parents' parking and all that. So we have limited ability to do that, but maybe we can at least connect and direct her to them. right, we are going to be moving into executive session. Mr. Mecklin, would you read the purpose for which we will be going into
Sure.
exec session?
And the motion is that I move to go into an executive session for two purposes. The first of which is meeting to discuss or vote or to enter into a contract to purchase, dispose of, lease property, subject to approval and a subsequent public vote as provided for in Georgia Code Section 50-14-3B1D. The second purpose is a meeting to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee as provided in Georgia Code Section 50-14-3B2.
I'll make that motion.
Motion and second, all in favor? Thank you.
That is unanimous.
Okay, I'll make a motion
We're
to come back
moving-
into regular session.
Yes, thank you. All in favor? Okay, we've returned to regular session. Mr. Macklin. Attorney Smith.
I'm supposed to do.
I think just to announce that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got it.
Session, Mr. Carter's going to announce.
I have a motion.
There we go.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the purchase of parcel number V0501500056 and the purchase of right-of-way and easement for parcel number V0501500057.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. Anything else?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?